Private jets have always been a luxury for the elite, but Honda is changing the game. Known for their reliable cars and motorcycles, Honda took a completely different approach to private aviation. And now, they've created something that could shake up the entire industry. This new HondaJet Echelon is faster, more efficient, and designed to fly higher than ever before. But why did Honda take a completely different approach to private aviation? Back in the 1980s, Honda started researching aircraft design, and by the late 1990s, they had created their first concept for a private jet. But even then, they didn't rush to get it out. Honda is known for taking its time to perfect what they create, and their jet was no different. The company spent decades developing the design, testing different features, and making sure everything was just right. Finally, in 2015, they introduced their first ever production jet, the HA420 HondaJet. It had a unique look with its engines placed on top of the wings instead of underneath, which made it stand out from other small jets. Even though it took more than 30 years to bring to life, the HondaJet became a huge success. More than 250 HondaJets have been delivered, and many people consider it one of the best private jets available. Because the engines are above the wings, the airflow around the jet is smoother, which improves aerodynamics and makes the plane more fuel efficient. This means it can fly using less fuel, which saves money and is better for the environment. The design also helps reduce noise inside the cabin, making flights quieter and more comfortable for passengers. Another big advantage is that since the engines aren't underneath, there's more space inside the jet for luggage and a bigger cabin area. That's a huge plus for travelers who want comfort while flying. Another thing that makes the HondaJet stand out is the materials used to build it. Unlike many small jets that are made of aluminum, the HondaJet uses composite materials, which are lightweight but still very strong. Because of this, the plane is lighter and more fuel efficient, allowing it to travel further without using as much energy. Then there's the cockpit, which is just as impressive as the rest of the jet. The HondaJet is equipped with the Garmin G3000 flight deck, a state-of-the-art avionics system that makes flying easier. Pilots have access to large touchscreen displays, advanced navigation systems, and modern safety features. What's even more impressive is that the jet is designed so well that it can be flown by just one pilot. That's a big deal because many jets require two pilots, but Honda's technology allows for single pilot certification, making it more convenient and cost-effective for private owners. But Honda wasn't done yet. They had something even bigger planned. In 2021, Honda introduced the HondaJet 2600 as a concept to see if people were interested in a bigger, more advanced private jet. They weren't sure if there was a market for it, but as soon as they revealed the design, they got a lot of positive feedback. Private jet owners, business travelers, and even airline companies were excited about the possibility of a HondaJet that could fly longer distances and carry more passengers. Seeing this reaction, Honda made a bold decision. They decided to turn the concept into a real aircraft. By 2023, the project was officially named the HondaJet HA480 Echelon, and Honda was fully committed to making it happen. This wasn't just another version of the old HondaJet, it was a massive upgrade. One of the biggest improvements is its range. The original HondaJet could fly about 1,223 nautical miles, but the Echelon takes it to a whole new level with a range of 2,625 nautical miles. That's nearly double the distance, which means it can handle longer flights without stopping to refuel. Another major upgrade is its maximum altitude. While older HondaJets were already impressive, the Echelon can climb up to 47,000 feet in the sky. That's higher than most commercial planes, meaning it can avoid bad weather, turbulence, and heavy air traffic. It also allows the jet to fly more smoothly and reach destinations faster. Since fewer planes fly at that altitude, pilots can take more direct flight paths, saving time and fuel. To make all of this possible, Honda has equipped the Echelon with new Williams FJ44 turbofan engines. These engines are more powerful and efficient than the ones used in previous HondaJets, giving the plane better speed and fuel economy. Even though it's a bigger jet, Honda has made sure that it still follows their quiet engine design, so passengers get a comfortable, noise-free experience inside the cabin. One of the most impressive things about the Echelon is its fuel efficiency. Honda has designed it to be 20% more fuel efficient than other light jets in its class. This not only saves money for owners but also makes the jet better for the environment by reducing carbon emissions. Since private jets are often criticized for their fuel consumption, Honda's improvements could set a new standard for efficiency in private aviation. A longer range and better fuel efficiency are great, but what about passenger experience? Let's step inside the cabin and see what Honda has designed. Honda has completely redesigned the inside of the jet to make sure passengers feel like they're in a luxury lounge rather than a cramped airplane cabin. One of the biggest changes is the new carbon fiber fuselage, which is now taller and wider than before. This means there's more headroom and legroom, so passengers won't feel squeezed in, even on long flights. Another huge improvement is the passenger capacity. The original HondaJet HA420 could fit 6 people at most, but the Echelon takes things to a new level by expanding that to 11 seats. This makes it much more versatile. It can be used for private flights, business travel, or even small corporate trips. One of the coolest features of the Echelon's cabin is its low cabin altitude. Even when the jet is flying at 47,000 feet, the cabin feels like it's only at 6,363 feet. This is a big deal because high altitudes can make passengers feel tired and dehydrated. With a spacious and comfortable cabin, the Echelon is built for long flights. But before it can take off, it needs approval. And that's where things get complicated. For a new aircraft to be sold and flown legally, it has to be approved by the Federal Aviation Administration, FAA, which checks if the plane is safe, reliable, and meets all aviation standards. The main issue is that the Echelon is not just a small upgrade. It has a completely new fuselage, bigger wings, and different engines. Normally, when a plane has this many changes, it requires a completely new type certification, which is a long and expensive process. Honda, however, is trying to avoid that by arguing that even though the Echelon looks different, it still shares many similarities with the HA420. One of Honda's biggest points is that the cockpit and control systems are almost identical to the original HondaJet. This means that pilots who are trained to fly the HA420 would have no problem switching to the Echelon. If the FAA accepts this argument, it would speed up the certification process and allow Honda to get the Echelon into production much faster. It would also mean that pilots wouldn't need a completely new license, making the jet more appealing to private owners and business travelers. However, the FAA has to be very careful about granting certifications. If they think the changes are too big, they might force Honda to go through the full certification process, which could take years longer and delay the jet's release. So, where will the Echelon be built? Honda Aircraft Company has had its headquarters and production facility in Greensboro for years. It's where they build, test, and deliver their private jets, and they plan to do the same for the Echelon. The first test version of the Echelon is expected to begin assembly in 2025. This will be a big milestone because it means the jet is officially moving from a design concept to an actual aircraft. Once the first plane is built, Honda will start test flights in 2026. These test flights are extremely important because they will help Honda engineers figure out if anything needs to be adjusted or improved before the jet can go into full production. Testing won't be quick, though. Honda expects to spend 2 years collecting data, analyzing fuel efficiency, testing the plane's performance, and making sure it meets all safety and reliability standards. Once Honda is satisfied that the jet is ready, they will then work on getting it certified by the FAA. If everything goes according to plan, FAA certification should happen in 2028. After certification, Honda will be ready to start full-scale production of the Echelon. If there are no delays, production should begin in 2029, and customers will finally start receiving their jets. This might sound like a long time, but in the aviation industry, it's actually pretty fast. What do you think about the HondaJet Echelon? Will it become the new standard for private jets? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates on the future of aviation.